My name is Joel Suarez. I'm a vintage car and bike collector. I'm going to take you into the past. My name is Joel, and actually I have a big name. I have 7 names. That is Joel, Savio, Nascimento, Ducarmo, Montero, y Suarez. So this big name only identifies me. And people identify me as a vintage collector and a vintage restorer. And also I'm studying right now. I'm doing my diploma in mechanical engineering, and this is like my hobby. And I also help out my dad with his business. And yeah, this is what I like doing in my free time. Working on bikes, restoring, and collecting. Going from very beginning, I never had a thing for vintage bikes and cars. So one day my friend took me for a vintage car festival in exhibition in Panjim. So then it was like, at first glance only I'm like, vintage car it is. So one fine day, another friend of mine, we had this business idea where we can buy a bike from a scrapyard and make it up and then sell it. So after that, we bought that bike, we completely did it up, painting all by ourselves, everything, and then we sold the bike. So then after one bike, another bike, we started getting bikes, restoring, and then slowly started collecting bikes also. Challenges most of all will be the finding of parts. Some parts are not easily available. There are certain things that are wrong with the bike that cannot be overcome within a day. You have to just sit with it, trial and error, everything. And yeah, most of that will be parts and getting the paperwork done. Since these are old bikes, you have to search the owner, get the signatures, do the passing and everything. So that takes a lot of time. That will be the only challenge I would feel. Yeah. The best part of restoring a bike would be like getting a bike in like maybe you can say scrap condition or not so good condition, and then doing it by yourself, getting it running again on the road. So the happiest part one could feel. If you're doing it by your own with your own hands, and that's the best part. And when you ride the bike on the roads or the vintage car on the road, every passerby is like, hey, good job man, beautiful ride. And then they start sharing their own memories of these old vehicles, and I feel that's the best part. And riding these bikes, it gives a different sense of nostalgia, because not everyone has these bikes, and if you are lucky enough to have one, then it's the best thing. Okay, regarding that, I can say not every part is available right, or not every part is available at all. So then there are some things you have to retrofit, like suppose there's a vintage car and the brakes are like awful on that. So then you'll have to go for disc brakes from a newer generation car which fits on that. So there are certain retrofits that you have to do to make the car running properly, to make the car stop properly. But then also the more old parts you have on the car, that will increase the value of the car. But then retrofitting also is very important to get a car or a bike running properly. I think I would like to start collecting more cars, more bikes. So I would like to collect more bikes, more cars as a collection for people to view, and for me also to enjoy all these vehicles. And I don't want to make this as my prime business, because this is like my hobby, and I already have a family business that I'm taking care of, and this is like a hobby for me. So yeah, that will be it. More bikes, more cars, make a collection for people to view and enjoy during the ride or the drive, and that's it. These old bikes, these old cars, they burn up a lot of fuel. They burn up a lot of oil, which is in turn, harming the environment in a certain aspect. But I feel government has done it just to save the environment, and that is a good thing, I feel. But also, as us restorers and us vintage collectors, we love to, and we find ourselves nostalgia to ride these bikes and these vintage cars. So I feel what the government has done is correct, but then when it comes to us collectors, I think there should be some compensation done. So they have government actually is in favor of us now, that the vehicles above 50 years old, they are given a special vintage category number. So you're getting 10 years of passing validity, and you can drive the vehicle freely, and that is one good thing, I feel. And I feel not every day we can take these vehicles out, and I don't think vintage collectors take their vehicles every day out. So mostly on a Sunday when they are free, they take their vintages out. So I feel once in a while, once in a Sunday, we should take the vehicles out. That is fine, I guess. Yeah, I always do take part in vintage rallies, vintage meetups, whether it is for cars, whether it is for bikes. I do take part in that, and it is really fun going for that, seeing like-minded people coming together, enjoying these bikes, these cars. And also, I do have a plan with a friend of mine who is currently in the UK, and whenever he comes down, we are planning to take the Fiat, my Premier Padmini, driving it all the way to Bombay and back. That is one plan that we have to do. Yes, sure. I have about 9 to 10 bikes, 10 vintage bikes, and I would like to show you all of it. So this is my 1993 LML Vespa. This is a one owner bike, still running on original paint. Absolute lovely bike. Starts in one kick right away. It's a 2-stroke bike. This is my 1999 Bullet, and this is a bike that my dad bought from an auction, and he had completely done it up with his choice, and then this is the gift that he gave me. And this is my daily bike. I ride this bike to college every day. This is a Kinetic Honda. This is a 1996 model. One owner, still running on original paint, and one kickstart bike, 2-stroke bike. This is a 1986 Ind Suzuki. This is the first 100cc motorcycle to come to India with a Suzuki collaboration. This is my 1989 Yamaha RX100, which I also bought from a first owner only. One owner bike, and completely restored by me. This is a bike that is very close to me and my family. This is the 1973 B1 Bullet. Just after the England Bullet stopped, this is the first Indian Bullet to come. This was bought by my uncle in the 1980s for a sum of 6,000 rupees that time, and this has been with our family since 1980s, so almost 40-45 years. And a lot of memories with this bike. My uncles have drove this bike, my dad has drove this bike, my dad used to go to meet mama with this bike back then, so a lot of memories with this bike. And also this bike, this is a 1973 Ideal Java. This is my grandfather's first bike, bought from the showroom at that time, and it has been ever since that way. Even my uncles from my mom's side have driven this, a lot of stories with this bikes also, and even my mom has a lot of nostalgic memories with this bike. This is 1986 Yazdi Classic 2. This is also a wonderful bike. I bought from a person in Panjim. Yeah, lovely bike. This is a 1986 Bajaj Super. Not much to say about this, but Bajaj Super is a collectible for many who know about scooters. This is my 1986 hand gear Padmini, petrol Padmini. So the first time I drove a Padmini was diesel one to an exhibition in Panjim, which is of my friend's car, and it was like driving that car was like love at first sight, you could say. And then it's like I wanted one car badly. So then I was in search of a car. I was on OLX, I was on Marketplace, and then I came across this one car in Panjim. So then I drove that car to Panjim to the exhibition, and it was like love at first sight, and I wanted a car badly. Then I was on Marketplace, OLX, searching for a car. I told my friends also to look a car for me, and I came across this Premier Padmini in Panjim, which was owned by a doctor since quite a long time, and then his son had the vehicle, and then he had to give it away. So lucky me, I found this car. I picked up the car, and I had picked up this car in April of 2022. So it has been 2 years with this car, and this car has been very lucky for me. I enjoy driving it, and all the reactions I get on the road is like priceless. Also, I would say, I said that this car is very lucky for me because this is the car I started working on. I started working on my other bikes also to a more deeper extent, you could say. And this car gave me a lot of opportunities. There was a Hindi movie shooting that happened in the south, and I had a chance to give my car for the movie shoots, my bikes also for the movie shoots. So yeah, and also I take this car for exhibitions, rallies, and so this was originally a Bombay car. It had a MAF number, that is a 3-lettered registration, MAF. So the doctor bought this car in the 90s in Goa, so that's how it has the GA01 number. But also on my other vehicles, I have this old Goan registration, the GDF or GDL or whatever. So now after 50 years of the age of the vehicle, the new number will come, that is GAVA, or the vintage category, and unfortunately the old number will go, that is the GDF, and those numbers will go, which is very sad for us collectors and restorers, you can say. So all these collectors, the first thing they look at is what number does it have? Does it have an old registration number or a newer registration? Because the old registration fetches more value and fetches more money if you want to sell the vehicle. Yes.